Good morning. I'm Rose and Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and today we're going to make brownies. But they're going to be made with almond flour and swerve, which is a sugar alternative. I had to order some almond flour the other day, and when I got it, I used the Blue Diamond almond flour. I ordered it from Amazon. You can get it at your grocery store, but it's just easier for me because I order it in the 3-pound bag, and I don't know that they have the 3-pound bag in the grocery store. They may, but I happened to look on the back, and it said double chocolate almond brownies. So I said that sounds delicious. So I'm going to try it today. Now this is 1 stick of butter, 1/2 cup. Now, these are sugar-free, like chocolate chunks. I order them from Amazon. I'm going to put them in the butter, and I'm going to put my cocoa in the butter. This is a 1/4 cup of cocoa, and that was 4 ounces of dark chocolate. It's Belgium chocolate. So I'm just going to put it down in my butter, and hopefully those chocolate chips are going to melt. It's beginning to melt already, but
I have to put it back in the microwave if it doesn't.
well, I'm going to put a little should put a little cover over them. Give me just a second. Okay. Now, if that doesn't completely melt those chocolate chunks, I'll put it back in the microwave for just a second. All right, in here, I am going to add 1/4 cup of my white swerve, and I'm going to add 1/4 cup of my brown sugar swerve. Okay, and do not pack this, it says. Okay, I'm going to mix those two together. My white swerve is kind of got a little lumpy, so I'm going to take this whisk and kind of try to get some of those lumps out. When that usually happens, it's not in an airtight container. When that usually happens, I'll put it in my food processor, whirl it around for a minute or two, and then it goes right back to powder. But I didn't do that this morning. Okay. Now, to this, I'm going to add 2 eggs. I'm going to break them in a separate bowl. Y'all know I always do that. Okay. 2 eggs. Now, you do not need a mixer for this. You just need a whisk or a spoon. Okay. This is really easy. Doesn't even call for baking powder. Okay, when you put those eggs in there, that swerve just breaks right up. Now, calls for 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla flavoring. And y'all know this is it's called a heaping teaspoon, and it holds exactly 1.5 teaspoons. Because y'all know I always put a little bit more vanilla than it calls for anyway. All right. I'm going to beat this up really well. I want to read my instructions again, make sure. Okay, butter, cocoa, chocolate chunks, sugar in here, vanilla in here, eggs in here. Okay, let me see if this is melted. If it hasn't, I may have to put it in the microwave for a little bit, for just a few seconds. And those were hard chocolate chunks. They weren't chocolate chips. If they had been chocolate chips, they would have already, you know what? Since it's chunks, I'm going to go ahead and put it in there anyway, and that way I'll have little chunks. Because it does call for chocolate chips, but I decided to go ahead and melt mine and do it this way. They're beginning to melt. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in here because I don't care if there's little chunks in there. If you don't want the little chunks in yours, then by all means, put it in the microwave and melt it a little bit more. Okay? Trying to get all this chocolate. This is a pouring cup, which has got little indentions on it, so it's hard to get all that chocolate out. But I got most of it. All right. Beat this up good. Whisk it up good. Woo. It's going to be chocolatey. I'm putting a little bit more chocolate than what it calls for. Now, this is going to be a thick batter. Because when I put this almond flour in, it's calling for a cup and a half. Do not pack your almond flour. When I put this almond flour in here, it's going to be really thick, but it's supposed to be a thick batter. I'm going to get my spatula back, or I'll get a spoon. All right, that's 1 cup and a half cup of my almond flour. And the recipe says put it in an 8x8 square dish. I have sent food off in my 8x8, so I've got like a 5x7 here. That's about the same as an 8x8. I have sprayed it with my cooking spray. I've got my oven on 350. This looks, it smells amazing. Okay. Now it calls for, look, see how thick it is? Now, it calls for a 1/4 cup of nuts, but Roy and I love nuts, so that's probably 3/4 of a cup of nuts. I hope these are going to be real chewy brownies. Like I say, it's the first time I've made them. I just saw the recipe and I thought it would be really good. All right, let me move all this. Y'all, I have been so busy this morning. I've got green beans on cannon. I've got taco sauce on cannon. I've got squash cooking. And I'm making brownies. So Roy, let me say, Roy and I have been really busy this morning. Bless his heart. He has been helping me. He's been stuffing green beans in jars. He went to the garden and he gathered all this stuff. And
she hadn't been too busy to boss me around, let me tell you that.
Okay. It's a really thick batter. So I'm going to get it in here the best I can. But it says on the recipe that it's a thick batter. But you know, if you make chewy brownies, it's a really thick batter. And anything you make with almond flour is going to be thick. Okay. Let me try to get all of this off this spoon.
I could eat that now without you even cooking it.
I know. Oh, it looks so good.
Give me a glass of milk or a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Think I got about all of it. Now, I'm just going to press it out in here. I'm excited about this because I know it's going to be good. And you know what? Roy and I love coconut. But I don't know who's going to be eating these. I could have put half almond flour, half coconut flour, and then put some coconut, some unsweetened shredded coconut in here. I could have done that, and I may do it next time I make them. But I'm not sure who else is going to be eating these, and some of my family doesn't eat coconut.
Of course you do.
Y'all, wow. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to put a few nuts on top. because I love the toasted nuts right on top of brownies. Can you tell Roy and I love pecans
Well, and
or
also
any
we
kind of
grow
nut?
them on our trees, so we don't have to
We
pay
do.
$9 a bag.
Right. I mean, we grow them. This year, we picked out 350 pounds and put them in the freezer. So I can use them liberally. All right. I'm going to put this in my oven. Let me see how long it says cook it. 30 to 35 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. So be back in about 30 minutes. Okay, y'all, my brownies cooked 25 minutes. I think it was because it was in a, they were spread out more. If I'd done them in the 8x8, I think it would have taken the full 30 minutes. But since mine are spread out, I think
Spread them out.
they're thinner. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. They're thinner. So it didn't take them but 25 minutes. Hopefully they're going to come out. Ooh, oh my.
I want mine cut out of that middle right there where all those nuts are.
I
Cut me
know.
a piece right there.
Y'all look at that. Back up a little bit, baby.
Isn't that nice?
Woo!
It looks good, baby.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
They are hot, hot, hot. They are coming out so good. Let's just hope they taste as good. Oh my, they're so fudgy. They're hot. Y'all.
1001, 1002, 1003. We're counting over here, Rose.
Wait a minute. Now, you talk about fudgy. If you don't want yours, these are so chocolatey and fudgy. We love dark chocolate. But if you don't want yours this chocolatey with this much chocolate, just cut back on the cocoa some. This was a 4th cup of cocoa, but you can put an 1/8 cup. And my chunks they weren't semi-sweet. They were the real dark chocolate chunks. So, but this is the way we like them. But use semi-sweet chips. And if you're doing it sugar-free, then you'll have to get your chocolate chips with 0 sugar in them. And they are a little bit stronger, so you might want to cut back a little bit on those too. But I'm telling you, wow. Y'all, this is good. You know, taste it. It's hot now. They're hot. Isn't that good?
That's a knock you down chocolate. That's strong. Good.
But now all the chocolate I put in it was really deep chocolate.
Oh.
Y'all, I love that. So good. But now, you can add a little bit more sweetener to it also. And it will sweeten it up. This is perfect for me and Roy. But if you want just a little bit sweeter, just add another 4th cup of sweetener to it.
Well, you just sample your mix.
Sure. I'm going to have the recipe down in the description box. And you can alter it to suit your taste. So.
Nice, Rose. That's beautiful.
You cannot tell this is almond flour.
No, that's good.
You cannot tell it's almond flour. I mean, it's just like it was made with wheat flour. It is really, really good.
Is good.
All right.
Delicious.
Thank y'all for joining me today. Remember, food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul. Put deliciousness back in healthy food, sugar-free, gluten-free, made with almond flour and swerve.
Where are your recipes found?
They're in the description box. Now, the description box up underneath my the name of my recipe, you'll see a word that says more. Click on that. I say a little bit about this dish. And then underneath that is the word more. Click on that. And then all my recipes are right there.
Under the second more.
Under the second little more. All right. See y'all next time.